Good morning and welcome to our final step for our play scripts. Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at how we peer assess work. So our key question is, how do I peer assess? Now you're probably thinking, what does peer assessment mean? So I'm going to tell you. Peer assessment is when I provide meaningful, positive feedback to somebody else to help them improve their work. So I can give them lots of advice on what they've done well, and I can say, hey, you might need to have a look at this again, or could you do this to help improve your work? So peer assessment is when we give advice to somebody else. All right, so today our process is very, very easy. Step one, we're going to go onto the blog and we're going to read somebody else's play script. Now, this was similar to, if you can think back to Friday in metacognition, when you had to go and peer assess other children's sign language. So today we're doing a similar thing. You're going to go onto the blog and you're going to look at somebody else's play script. And whilst you read their play script, I want you to think about all the good things. Does it have a title? Does it have a new speaker on a new line? Did they use stage directions? So all the time that you're reading it, you're thinking about our features. And then what you're going to do is you're going to write or leave a voice comment giving some feedback. And we're going to use 2 stars and 1 wish. All right. Let's remind ourselves of our checklist. Everybody had the same checklist and we wanted to know, can you write a title? Can you write a cast list of characters? Did you set the scene in brackets at the start? Did you put a new speaker on a new line? Did you use brackets to say how something was said? Did you use brackets to say how someone was feeling? So you need to remember all of these things when you read your partner's work, because you're going to have to provide them with a next step or a wish if there's something missing. Okay, let's take a look at an example. Here's a piece of work from the blog. What an amazing play script example. And I'm already thinking, Christmas at the Zoo. Okay, that's his title. Oh, look, he's got a cast list. Wow, what an amazing piece of writing. I can see lots of really good features in there. So I'm going to have to read it to make sure there's anything missing. But before I do that, I want to give you an example of not good feedback. Dun, dun, dun. So this person checked the work and they said, I like your nice writing. And then they said, nice characters. And then they said, for a wish, nothing. This is a bad example of peer assessment. Dun, dun, dun. We need to make sure, like I said earlier, that our feedback is helpful and that it's specific to what we're talking about. So yes, your writing should always look nice, but what did they include? So if I go back 1 page and I look at the example I've just shown you, okay, yes, he has got nice writing, but that doesn't tell me about how good his play script is. So I could have said something like, I really loved the way that you set the scene using stage directions, and you did it more than once. I could have said to him, thank you for using a cast list, because by knowing who the characters are, I can understand your play script. So I don't want to see any feedback like this. I want to see feedback like this. I really like the way you set the scene because I knew where your story was set. 2 star. Using stage directions in brackets was a good technique because it helps me to understand how things were said. And then my wish. I don't want to say nothing. I want to give him something to improve on. Can you reread your play script and see if you are missing capital letters and full stops? Because when I was reading it, I noticed there were quite a few missing. So I wonder if this person could then go away and edit it to make it a little bit more successful. Let's take another look at an example here. Another really good example of a play script. You can already see I've done some marking, but let's take a look at some bad feedback. You have a good play script. I liked your stage directions. Your writing was messy. Now, why do you think I really don't like that? Is that being kind? Is that being compassionate? Remember, our wish is to give them something to improve. And that to me is quite unkind, saying your writing was messy. Because whoever's it was tried really hard and wrote a good play script. So let's take a look at some good feedback. Well done for including characters with a colon and a new speaker on a new line. Thank you for using stage directions to help me know how it was said. Can you edit the sentence, what are we going? Because that doesn't make sense. So for this person, I've given him something or her something to improve on. All right, so when you are giving your peer assessment, when you're giving your feedback, I want you to think, is it helpful? Is it about play scripts? And is it kind? All right, moving on. What I need you to do today, read someone's play script from the blog. That's step 1. Step 2, leave them some helpful, useful feedback. And then fill out the 2 stars and a wish slide. So that looks a little bit like this. This is on your student template. I read da 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 da. So I would like you to tell me the name of the persons you read. I read Mahi's play script from the blog. And then I would like you to tell me the feedback you gave. So what 2 stars and a wish did you leave on the blog? What comment did you leave? So I want you to just copy it and tell me here. Remember, it's got to be about play scripts. If you are unsure, please let your teacher know. But today, our key question was, how do I peer assess? And you're going to be superstars because you're kind and compassionate and you will leave some great feedback. So I look forward to seeing it.